I was just doing some preparation for the upcoming Winter of Woe Gauntlet. What in particular, Rich? Well, hoarding revives and health potions, thinking about how many I could get. And I thought I'd share this particular guide, information, video with you. It's going to put you in the picture of stuff for the future. We'll look back at last year's and what Command was doing, what to really prepare for, those particular things as well. Look, let's get cracking. So, as you know, we are in the Winter of Woe. Who is going to be the big boss man or lady when it comes to the end of the gauntlet? We're still yet to see. But one thing I do want to point out is on April 3rd, which is next Wednesday, it's important to be prepared. You're going to be doing 2 paths, 4 per path, and then there'll be a size roster of 3. You can use 3 champions, and objectives, there's going to be 6. Now, let's face it, what classes are there? There's Cosmic, there's Skill, there's Mutant, there's Tech, there's Science, there's Mystic. It could be class related, or it may not be. I'm just kind of pointing that particular factor out. Because your team selection is going to be vitally important based on the objectives, which, by the way, we still don't know. It's always important as well to think about how many points you get back from the objectives as to what you get back from it. Because points are going to be very weird on this one. I say that because if there's 6 objectives and say there's 7 points on total on offer, then that kind of puts people at different odds of where they're at, depending on different types of progression. Some people have pretty much stopped. You can see right for me, right there, I've got 18. So if there's 6 more, I get up to 24. Because I decided to do an extra objective just to kind of see what the end crack of this is. But if there's 6 objectives, then I pretty much get back to the very end. So confusing. Yes. So I think we need more clarity. Of course, 7 would be that completing the defeating the champion, the end champion, whatever that's going to be. Because yes, there's going to be 4 per path. But what is on that particular path? That's going to be that's the worry is the potential big bad. 3 champions you may have faced off against before. 1 being the boss, and what kind of boss that's going to be. In previous years, they have been different. As we said, they're different. This one particularly, Grandmaster was as part of Summer of Pain. As part of the Eternity of Pain, which is this one right here, the end boss is going to be Thanos, the nameless Thanos. Now, I think this could be where the sticking point is from what people are kind of looking to go and smash. And this is why I'm producing this video to talk about revive farming. Now, Eternity of Pain is a pain. It cost a lot of revives, especially because in some ways it was very specific. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to be a walk in the park for this, and I'm not going to say it's going to be really easy. Is it going to be fun? I don't know. I don't think so. And judging on last time, it's just not going to be the case. This is why I think it's important to think about this from, you don't have to go in day 1. You may want to, at this moment in time, go and farm units. And something that I would recommend is, even though this mastery loadout change is coming in, it's coming at the greatest time. You can go and farm units. And this is why I think, as well, we're talking about prep. As I said, as I said in previous video, people are indifferent with the thought process on masteries and the cost of 35 units. Treat it as a sessions-based thing. Oh, today my session is going to be completely farming units. Therefore, I mitigate the losses of the 35 units that is going to be spent on it. I've made 200 units of profit on a bit of investment. I then can take the loss of that particular chunk right there. Or it's more. I'm not saying you should be switching between different mastery sets all the time, but there you go. That's down to you. Or you could take, say, 4 weeks or 3 weeks and farm a load of units. So at least what it does is you can say to yourself, well, I've done 1,200 units in 2-3 weeks, which is very doable, by the way, in Arena. That has allowed me to get 30 revives, 30 level 2 revives. That could help you out if you are going to struggle in this particular piece of content. And as I said, the reason I wanted to do this video is to kind of get you thinking now about content to do, farming units, farming revives, farming the level 2 and level 1 revives from different pieces of content, and also finding out how many you'll have accessible. Because It may be very easy, it may be very straightforward, or it could be an absolute bloody ball ache, which, let's face it, a lot of the time it is. So for the particular content, you do have to do it twice. So if it's going to cost you a bit... Look, is it going to cost you about 50 revives per time? May do. You know, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it relatively well. I think I might do one route through just using non-units, but I think it might cost me going into the second run. I don't know. I can't predict the future, but of course I want to give it a go, see what champions, see what objectives, see what I've got on to do, but definitely want to get that 100%ed at some point in April. But you know, these things happen, but you don't have to feel rushed towards it. And as I said, the point we're kind of going to talk about this in this particular moment is farming the stuff. One thing that I do recommend a lot of people to do, and I keep recommending this, is to start farming, or start hoarding, sorry, your free crystals. These 4-hour free crystals, which you can get 210 of, and let's just say you even pick up about 10 revives, it's something. Health potions, maybe. Energy refills, good. You can reinvest that into your grind, into lower pieces of content, grab some more units, invest it into your toils and struggles of kind of like getting what you need from it. But those 210 4-hour crystals could be something that will help you down the line. I'm not going to say it is or isn't, because there's always an RNG factor to it. So with that in mind, something to mention is, as of today, recording this video, the 27th of March, and do bear in mind, if you see this later than ever during the month, then this is going to be not correct. There'll be less days. That's how time works. But in 35 days, you can potentially get 35 apothecary runs, which will be 35 level 1 revives. Great. You know, you grab that, you then add this all together with the 38 solo events. Now, why is it 38, not 35? Well, because these are 22-hour events, it means that the timescales of you getting level 2 revives is different. You actually get slightly more. The great thing about this, it could give you a nice little buffer of a run to, say, 35 plus 38. What does that give you? That's right, 73. 73 revives just by getting involved with this stuff here. I massively recommend doing these solo events because you get 25 units a time. That really adds up. Something that I forgot to mention already in this video is if indeed you take those 38 22-hour solo events and you've got the units times the 25 units you get is 950 units. You know, maybe if you don't want to do an arena like runs like excessively, yeah, you got to do the arena wins one, but 950, and then you divide it by 40 for the cost of the revives, level 2 revives, 23. So you take 23, you plus it by your 73. That's 96 revives. You know, it's at minimum. At this particular time. That could be at least one run through clean if you're having a bad time in the gauntlet, or that could literally fund going through the gauntlet. And hey, for the super skilled people, they may kind of go in with extras, like have extra bank of revives if they're going in. Of course, if you don't buy necessarily right away those revive packs, revives right away. And do bear in mind at the moment there is, and something I did say to you is that there's the deal on at the moment. So in game at the moment, if you go into your store, now I haven't purchased this just yet because I just need to kind of like figure out farming some more units and whether or not I'm happy to kind of commit to this. But at least what this will do is help out the buffer going in. Adding that level 3 revive is again another slot to that 20 inventory for the level 3 revive, where of course if you're a free to play player, you've got to manage your stash effectively, especially when it comes to like accessing these rarer revives, which of course they can be quite expensive the further you go up, and also depending on what you choose, like the event deals and things. So yeah, that's something that I just wanted to kind of bring to your attention. Also further bring to your attention is the following, that 20 of the level 2 revives will go into the inventory 20 days in. Of course, that's how that works. Obviously your amount will differ how much you got in at the moment, and of course 20 in the inventory, and then the further 18 into the stash, the further 15 into the stash as well. So do bear in mind that you will have 14 days, because it is 14 days when this would expire. So how that really works is 20 days into the particular event, you know, week by week 3 or whatever, then it's a case you'll start seeing a point of time where you have to think about then going into the early parts of week 4, going into the particular content to kind of make sure you don't lose out some of those revives. And to kind of give further kind of context to that, if you're going in, you're probably looking at week beginning the 22nd of April, providing you have done some of this right here. But do bear in mind, if you're locked into content, you're locked into content and can't do things like event quest completion. And I think that's it, actually, just event quest completion. The other stuff you can pretty much do without any kind of like hiccups or worries. You know, hero use can be done in arena. Arena wins does in arena. Level up in arena. Not in arena. Level up, you just level up. So yeah, I just wanted to put this video together because I wanted to give a bit of perspective and also let you know there's a possibility you can get 73 revives for free by doing this stuff, plus get an extra 900 plus units just by doing this stuff as well. So you're going to be well stocked by following this method when it comes to this particular content coming in. That's been a video. Hope you enjoyed it, and good luck in what it's going to be, and check out some other content located on screen. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.